Hello and welcome back to the Hayden show. We are obviously continuing our little deep delve into the live action Marvel shows and the pilots because we're lazy.
No, it's because we're comparing pilots.
Yes,
That's fucking why.
we're comparing pirates.
Arr.
Obviously, we are now in the last of the solo Netflix. Oh,
One more.
we getting Punisher.
Because he's a solo one, yes.
Okay.
One more,
Solo
the
of
Defenders.
The Defenders Netflix. That's what I meant. Okay.
Don't fucking lie to me.
That I wouldn't have.
Don't fucking lie to me.
I'll do what I want. But yes, last of the Defenders Netflix.
Origin stories.
Iron Fist.
Yes, Iron Fist, that's what we're covering.
Mm-hmm. The admittedly weakest of the four. It's alright. As a pilot, definitely it's the weakest. It doesn't really show the whole martial arts side of it is barely touched on. There's
A couple of fight scenes.
few scenes of him using kung fu, and then the one like him going to a dojo. That's really all we see for the pilot.
And there's weirdly no hinting at the actual fist.
Iron Fist, yeah,
There's no hinting at it.
That's probably the big disappointment, is that you don't even get to see him use the powers.
I think it's next episode.
Mm.
But there's not even like a hint
Yeah,
at any
it's
power.
got mystical power. It's just he's a ninja.
And he's supposed to be
all of
dead.
it. That's all you really know. There's not really much of a story introducing the pilot. You don't see anything about the hand, nothing about Iron Fist, nothing about.
Which is the big part of the first series.
You hear Kung Lun, like, because he said that's what his purpose is, to defend Kung Lun. But that's really the only hint you get.
Isn't it Kung Lao? Kung Lao.
Lun.
Kung Lao.
It's Kung Lun.
Yes, Kung Lao. If it's pronounced.
It's Kung Lun.
I believe it's pronounced Kung Lao.
They all say Kung Lun.
I believe it's pronounced like Kung Lao. I believe.
Google it.
Carry on then, Lord Google. Don't
It.
fucking waste time.
That's where it's Kung Lun. Yeah.
Hold on, how's this going to help me? 'Cause it's not going to... We're pronouncing it differently. How's this going to help solve this up? I'll do it, but how's this going to help solve the argument?
Because it'll prove I'm right. It's Kung Lun.
It's not going to be written the same way. But it's going to be how you pronounce it. Carry on.
Well, they always pronounce it Kung Lun. Yeah, so that's the only real hint we get about the Iron Fist storyline. But like the major part of it is the hand and the corruption the hand are causing through his inherited business. That's the whole point of the series. But we don't see that. All we really see is that there's two people he used to be friends with when he was a kid before he actually crashed in Kunlun and his parents died. That's the only plot points we really see in their dad, who supposed to have died.
Weirdly, the internet say it's like run it like that, but then if you look at the stuff, it's like, what is Kung Lao?
Where's that Kung Lao?
There.
I think it's from Tao Lao.
Kung Lao there, top one.
What is Kung? That's weird.
But yeah, if you look there, it says Kung Lun. What the fuck's Kung Lao?
Maybe Kung Lao is the comics version, and Kung Lun's the MCU. But I know throughout the MCU and all the animated Marvel, they've always called it Kung Lun.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. That's confusing. That is.
Remember in Iron Fist, like in Ultimate Spider-Man, that Iron Fist called it Kung Lun.
That's confusing. Carry on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the major plot points of it isn't really shown. The only plot point is the people who inherited Danny's business. Their dad is supposed to be dead, but it turns out he's actually alive. That's the only major plot point because that sets up the whole resurrection plot point.
Kun Lao's Mortal Kombat. It's the guy with the hat. Spinny hat.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that name sounds familiar.
Are you saying I was right?
Look, I've been up since 2:30 this morning.
Whose fault was that?
You kicking me out of the bed. Continue.
Yes. So the major plot points, they don't even know that Kunlun's like, don't know anything about Kunlun apart from its name. Don't know anything about Iron Fist, don't know anything about the hand yet, really. Apart from those bits that you see in Daredevil 2. That's the thing, we don't really see much of that side of it. Or the business side. All we see is that Rand Industries is a thing.
All this first episode is just Danny coming back from the dead.
Yeah.
And trying to adjust to a life that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, name drop places and like, that hasn't been there for years. Like, what? Oh, he's been dead for years. What? Like, it's stuff like that. It's just mainly just introducing Danny as a character, not
as Iron Fist.
The world fully. It's just him as a character and what you getting into. Like, there's going to be a business side to the series, there's going to be a martial arts side to the series, going to be drug side to the series.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, there's no like massive hook in the pilot. Like, you really want to watch more. There's no. The only big mystery is what the fuck is going on. That's the hit mystery. Because you already know that parents died. You already know, like, oh, he's survived and that he's got his business now, apparently. That he's friends with his kids are now running. The only big mystery is how is the dad still alive? And what the fuck happened to Danny? Why they all thought he was dead?
They're with monks.
Yeah,
because there were flashbacks at the end.
In a place called Kunlun.
Of monks going.
When the brother and sister turn into monks.
Yeah. Shave the head. They're monks.
It would have been nice to have at least had a hint of the mysticism.
The brother and sister, that one's good, one's bad, and yet by the end of series 2, it's the opposite way around.
Yeah.
The one's good, the other one's bad.
Yeah.
Plot twists.
Big plot twists, really. Ooh. The one you thought was a dickhead actually is right. The one that you think's alright actually.
Yes. In the pilot, one's a dickhead, one's not nice.
In the pilot, doesn't really show you what's going to happen in the story. And there's no mention of the hand.
So you can't really say it's like with the dad. It's just like, okay, where's this going to go to? Whereas if you look at the other ones, obviously Daredevil, there's hints, mentions to the big man, obviously, which is Kingpin.
Yeah.
So you know there's the big villain angle of this show. Jessica Jones, there's constant hints at Kilgrave.
Yes.
So you know that's the big villain. Luke Cage, there's mentions to obviously Cottonmouth was there. Obviously there's mentions to this other villain, Diamondback. Whereas this, there's not. It's just the dad pops up and there's not really any mention of the big villain, which is obviously the hand. Yeah, the dad's a big villain, but he works for the hand. So
it would have been cool to have seen some kind of like symbol of the hand, maybe.
Some hinting.
Or like maybe when you find that Heinrich guy has been overdosed, like what if that had the symbol of the hand or something and Danny could react to it? It would have been more interesting.
There's no hints at anything in the pilot.
Yeah.
It's just run of the mill.
I think the only interesting bit was obviously Colleen's bit. Anyway. Because you see her like reacting to Danny using martial arts. And you see her following, and there's definitely hints of like she's interested in wanting to know more and how that's gonna go.
So that's probably the best part of the pilot, was literally that whole chase sequence where he's just beating the crap out of everyone after him. Like the whole jumping over the wall like with ease, and that one guy's like, okay, fuck it, let's climb up the fence. And then Colleen's somehow also managed to instantly get back up. So yeah, that's probably like the most like drawn in part of the
Yeah.
pilot. Everyone else was just running the mill.
Yeah, it's
See, I'm not a hater of the Iron Fist series.
the whole series as a whole is alright. It's just that the
The
pilot,
pilot,
doesn't.
it's not as strong as the others.
Yeah, it's still a good series. So, okay, pirate. It's just
Pirate?
pilot. Yeah.
Pirate?
Okay, pilot.
Arr.
It's just not as strong. It's a bit weaker than the rest. It's not as fully built up. I think it seemed more rushed. Like it doesn't show off.
Especially for characters, his origins one. Jessica and Daredevil both got their origin one, and it was spot on. Luke's origin was within Jessica.
Yeah, there's hints of it.
It wasn't, obviously it's there in front of you within Luke Cage, but it's not fully hinted at early on. But it doesn't need to be because
you've already introduced the character.
Yeah.
You know.
Whereas this is his intro. This is the last of the Defenders before Defenders.
And straight away, you have no idea he has powers. He just seems to be
know
a
he looks
ninja, like Daredevil.
A hobo.
Yeah, it looks like a homeless Daredevil.
Homeless Daredevil, yeah.
Without the blindness. That's literally it.
Blindness?
Blindness.
I like you said lioness. Get your words out properly today. Pirate. Arr.
Right, Kun Lao.
Look, there's too many kung fu related like medias these days with the same sort of fucking spellings.
What, like the hand and the Foot Clan? Hand, foot.
Exactly. The handsome Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? The foot's what's in this, right?
Totally. Sure.
The Shredder's like the big villain of this series, right?
Yeah.
And Madame Gao's the big villain of Teenage Mutant Turtles.
That's right, Teenage Mutant Turtles. They're dealing with a heroin dealing member of the Hand.
I tell you what, I'd fucking watch that. I hope Seth Rogen's version that comes out next year, that Mutant Mayhem, that's the big plot point of it. It's like a heroin organisation. I'd pay to go watch that.
Yeah, and Iron Fist's got to do with mutant animals.
While eating pizza.
Yeah.
Cowabunga, dude.
Just him and Luke Cage going cowabunga. Oh, but actually, it's not the strongest, but it's still alright. Like, it gets better.
Yeah.
But judging from just the pilot, it's probably weak. Best way to explain it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, there's something you pointed out while watching it. For quickness here. Obviously, the intro.
Yeah.
Just like the other, it symbolises heavily what the show is about. Because it's obviously a lot of martial arts within. It's like some obviously Iron Fist doing some martial arts.
Yeah.
And there's the martial arts side of the story, and there's buildings behind growing, and there's the business side of the story, and it's got really like Middle Eastern type music playing over the background because obviously the monks side of it. Obviously, you said that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That's definitely
the standout of the episode.
Yeah.
The intro.
The intro definitely is good, and it definitely helps to at least tell you it's going to be a lot of martial arts stuff into it, and the background shows the business side, the big skyscrapers, the big glaring lights of the city, mixing in with him in practice. However, I would have liked to at least have had a hint at the fist fully, instead of just some golden sparks like every now and then. Or if like at the end maybe his fist glows, maybe.
I think they'll say that for the next episode.
Yeah, I imagine they do. But it would have been nice to have a little hint to like show.
Or like in the dark, like it's like you can have a scene like when he's getting chased, where it's like it goes down an alleyway, but it's pitch black, and then they're like he's down here somewhere, and you see like a glowing fist, and you just see like you don't see anything, you just see like this glowing yellow light moving, and then he comes stepping out, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, that'd have been cool.
Oh, so they saved the big moment for the jailbreak scene,
which makes sense.
It ends with him getting sent to an insane asylum. But obviously they saved that when he breaks out.
Yeah,
which I believe is next episode.
True. Like that, we'd love to bring that little hint. For those that don't know who Iron Fist is as a character.
If you don't know who Iron Fist is, go watch Ultimate Spider-Man. He's in that.
Yeah, if you can deal with
Earth's Mightiest Heroes towards the back end of series 2. He's part of that.
It's the Ant-Man episode.
Yeah, he's obviously back end of the series with obviously Luke. That's all I can remember him from.
Yeah, he's the one.
Is that all he's in? Is just those two programs?
I think it's the animated.
Yeah.
That anime Marvel one.
Oh, is he in the future?
Yes.
Fight.
He's teaching them
Uh,
like martial arts and stuff.
the thing that we covered before.
Yes.
We did the first pilot for that as well.
Mhm.
You can go check that out.
In there. Hint there.
It's one of these sides. It's one of these sides. I haven't used them for a long time. It's one of these sides.
Probably that one.
I think it's above you, yeah.
Yeah, because it's that corner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything else there? Has that covered it?
Yeah, it covered it. Yeah, it's definitely. Well, it's definitely the first ever live action Iron Fist, and he's all right.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's definitely a lot more like the Danny. Like at the start, he's a lot more like the Danny in Ultimate Spider-Man. That hippie.
He's got that look, hasn't he?
Yeah, and until the end of it, it becomes too serious, I think. But for the pilot, yeah, it's become a bit more serious, doesn't it?
He's got to become serious. It can't be just a joke. The others aren't a joke. The others are dark as fuck. He's got to have the ease into it. Okay, get your ratings then.
Ratings, right? What are my ratings?
Fuck's
I want
sake.
to know.
For fuck's sake.
I want to go to balance. I would say.
Look at the camera as you're saying it.
I would say about 64.
64 zoo lanes.
Yes, 64 zoo lane.
64 zoo lanes.
Yes, I give it 64 zoo lane.
Okay.
I'd say it's okay. For the pilot, it's not as strong as the others. I would definitely give it. It's definitely better than Blade.
The episode actually, I forgot to say the episode's called Snow Gives Way. So the title of episode 1 is.
Yes.
Anyway, obviously with that 64 zoo lane, it obviously puts Iron Fist into 7th place, knocking Blade down into 8th, and Inhumans down to 9th. We're very close to knocking it out the top 10.
Getting it the fuck out.
Okay, so I just asked the same question I asked with the other defenders.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see Finn Jones back as Iron Fist? I know a lot of people don't really. Then again, a lot of people didn't want him cast in the first place. A lot of people wanted like a Asian actor cast. Even though obviously Danny's meant to be obviously an American who ends up accidentally there. But obviously a lot of people wanted an Asian lead before he got cast, and that's where a lot of criticism came from a lot of people, is the fact that they were like, "Oh, this is Marvel's chance." Yeah, but then it wouldn't have been saved for when we had Shang-Chi. That was like the big introduction into obviously the Asian heritage of Marvel. So obviously it's lucky it wasn't. He wasn't obviously cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think he's got the look of Danny.
Definitely.
But I know a lot of the stunt coordinators said that out of everyone in terms of the fighting, he was the pain in the arse apparently.
I'd like Colleen, the Iron Fist. So she just become
in the end. Series,
I'd like to see her carry
but Danny still technically is the Iron Fist.
I like him be the mentor. Because
he's the gunslinger Iron Fist.
Yeah, I'd like him to be like a mentor of her or something.
I just feel like if you bring in the others back, you may as well bring him back.
Yeah.
I just find it weird when it's like that.
I don't want them to change it, but I want them to continue the story that they're going with.
It depends how they work with, because
it
depends how they handle Daredevil going forward.
Yeah.
So all we've seen is like a hint, and we don't know if he's fully the same Daredevil or not. So we'll have to see how that goes, depending on how they do all the others. But yeah, so that's my question. Okay, so next week we move on to, well, if we got the 4 origin stories, we might as well go for a fucking team up, because next week it's going to be Defenders, the big team up, the reason I actually brought Netflix in the first place.
Yep.
Like literally, I subscribed to Netflix on the day it came out just to watch it. Yeah. I was like,
Can't blame you.
you know, fuck it, I'm gonna get Netflix to watch Defenders. So we'll be checking that out next week. So we hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you for Defenders.
Bye.
If you like what you've seen, don't be afraid to throw us a little like and subscribe. That's always very appreciated over here. And, well, I'll see you on the next video.